Okay, people, back again. In this video, we're going to talk about. I'm going to show you the pantry that I got done remodeling for the most part. Not quite finished. All that's left is the baseboard, pretty much, and that's about it. And then we're going to do. I'm going to take you into one of the bedrooms, and we're going to check that out. I did do some more work. I do have a little bit more work in there to do, but I did take care of some of that today. Should set me up well for tomorrow, and then enjoy some of the scenery and some of the birds. We had some hummingbirds and cardinals and finches and chickadees, I think. I don't think we scoped any wood ducks today, although one just flew by a few minutes ago, but it doesn't look like we're going to get any of that. But all is well in the world. We'll see what we can find, what we can do, but stay tuned. Okay, so here's the front. Well, here's the door that leads from the garage. Well, underneath the house is stilts, so I don't really have a garage, but I call it the garage anyways. It's like a gerbasement. We'll call it a gerbasement. So, anyways, I'm standing currently in the pantry slash laundry room, which is actually a pretty good size room. I would say it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Might be 10 or 12 feet by 8 feet deep, maybe. Anyways, it once had popcorn on the ceiling. I've scraped that, skim coated it, and then repainted it. Not a professional painter, as you can see right there, if you want to micromanage. But it's good enough from a distance anyways, you can't really. But anyways, so this room was just plain white. It had 1980s linoleum on the floor. So I got some luxury plank vinyl click floor, which I put down. Looks great, I think, for what it is. It wasn't very difficult. I still need to do the baseboards. That's why I don't say it's 100%. I did get the trim paint for baseboards a few days ago anyways. I need to rehang the door also, but I think I'll probably change the hardware out at that point in time. We'll go with a black or an antique look anyways. So here's one of my refrigerators, my spare. This is the beer fridge right here. And then I have extra space for frozen goods, which I hope to be filling up with great seafood at some point in time in the near future, once I get around to getting a boat and being able to do the things I really want to do. But right now, the things I really want to do is get this house in order. So, stackable washer and dryer. The reason I didn't do the inside, well, anyways, I'm going to back out here a little bit towards the gerbasement and show you why I didn't do that. And basically, it's because of this window here. It blackens everything out because, I don't have a professional studio here where I'm setting up lighting and all those kinds of things. So that's why I took the picture to begin with from the other side. But I do have these hung up here. One of the things I want to do is there was no shelving here, so I built this shelving, which is great. Tons of room. It's full, but there's still tons of room for a lot of stuff. So anyways, that's what that is. These are 4-foot beams, shelves. 4-foot shelves. I got them at one of your box stores anyways, and melanite and all that kind of stuff. I want to make it look decent, and then but one of the issues, and I'll get into that in a second. So there it is. I'll probably I'm going to run a bead of caulk along the line here so it hides any imperfections in the wall where it may be gapped out, like at the top there. But there was a utility box right here also that I drywalled in and mudded and patched and, you know, put it back together. They had a security system at one point in time, but there was basically just an empty shell of where it used to be. So I wanted that gone. The electrical box, sub panels right there. I put a nice little key holder right there. So pretty cool. Anyhow, I think I never had my own walk-in pantry or even a pantry or my own laundry room. I had an 800 square foot condo in which my pantry and my laundry room were both in the kitchen. So like this is one of the selling points for the house was the fact that I had my own laundry room and pantry, which is amazing with tons of space. So this was like one of the first things that I pretty much got finished, which is cool. I changed out this light here with an LED light. Well, I didn't change out this light, but I changed out the old light and put this LED light in. It's got like an antique finish. Let me turn the light off around it. I used these same lights in my condo when I remodeled it. I liked them and they did a great job, and those are adjustable color spectrum as well. Right now they're a little bit tough to find for whatever reason, at least in the antique finish. I don't know why, but it is. So, but the ceiling turned out fairly well, a hell of a lot better than what it was, which is that, you know, it was popcorn-ish. So that's been knocked out, and then I have my nice little storage. I wish that it wasn't so bright, but it is. So I'm not getting the best picture in here right now, but I picked this one up at, I think, this little display piece, which is kind of cool. It fits the theme that I like. Usually I would not buy something like this. This is about $150, $160. I think I got it at Hobby Lobby or something along those lines. I usually wouldn't spend that kind of money on something. I'm fairly cheap, I guess. But I really liked the piece in of itself, and I thought it'd work well in here. And then this is my mom's old washboard that we've had for eternity. So I put that in here with a nice little touch, I think. But go back over here. One of the issues with my pantry, the actual shelving case here, is that there's no support on this right edge here. So I built the bracket in to come over here at the top, but I want to do the same thing at the bottom. So that's one of the things I want to do. That's why I'm not, again, 100% done with this room. But I do have the same pieces here, and I didn't do the best job with it. As you can see, the screw on the right and on the back wall. But it's good enough to add this stability to make sure that this support on the pantry won't kick in, but I want to make sure it doesn't kick out either at the bottom. So that's something I want to address today with any luck. But I do have extra of this, which will tie in nicely. What I'll probably end up doing, I've already purchased another one of these shelves that I'll cut in half and place on top to give it a more finished look on the top. And then I'm going to build another one at the bottom there. One, I'll have less trim work to do at the bottom. And it'll also raise this bucket off of the ground. And most importantly, giving it some utility. Well, that will give it some utility, but give it some structure would be to block it at the bottom so the bottom doesn't kick out ever. And so that's important to me, the functionality and the structural engineering of this overall pantry. I want it to be secure, so that's what we're going to do at some point in time. Anyways, hopefully today I'll get that taken care of. But there is my pantry. I love it. I really enjoy it. At some point I also may build shelves up at the top because it just goes back like 30 inches, 3 feet, something along those lines. With all this dead space at the top, it'd be nice to have something up there just as storage, or just to use up, you know, the space that's there and make it not look like it's just such a waste of space. So that's another reason I wasn't as concerned with the painting job that I did back there, because at some point in time I plan on putting something up there. I don't know if I'll ever get around to that, but that's the thought process anyways. We'll leave this room and let me show you what I want to do. Again, the house is built in '89, and over time, and I'm in Alabama, so it's fairly, what do I say, humid here. I am on stilts, so the house has moved a bit, but I think the humidity has caused the nail pops, and so I've knocked all those in, screwed the walls back, screwed the drywall in to the studs, and have filled those. At some point in time I need to sand these flat and then prime and paint. So that's, I think, is going to be the next project that I start to tackle. There is popcorn here as well as on the ceiling up there, so I have bought shiplap for the ceilings there, which is kind of the thought process right now, but I still want to scrape that popcorn off. I'm just not looking forward to doing it. The house was built in '89, so you don't have to worry about any environmental issues with the popcorn, which is always a question for some people anyways, who know better, I suppose, but it should be fine. So there's that. Yeah, so there's this is going to be one of the next projects that gets attacked, because again, the bedroom is pretty much one of the bedrooms. Oops, knocked my clothes over. I should have brought this up with me. But one of the bedroom here, open her up again, is for the most part pretty decently done. I need to do the trim at the top, the trim at the bottom. That's fine, but it's been completely repainted. I've flattened the walls with the same old issues with most of the rest of the house, with the nail pops and things along those lines, where the nails have pulled away from the drywall and created a pop in the drywall, or the paint anyways. So here we are again. Not much has changed. I haven't been working in this room for probably a month now. I was looking for a good reason to get back to finishing it, which is why I picked up more beadboard the other day. So that's what's going to happen here. But other than that, I'm happy with my ceiling fan. I've got two others that'll match. Each one of the bedrooms will have the same matching ceiling fans, so that'll be nice, and it gives it a much better color, much more neutral, a lot fresher of a deal, because it was this hideous yellow color. So that has now been replaced with this nicer gray with the beadboard, and then I will do a trim piece at the chair rail type of deal up at the top to give it some contrast, and then of course the baseboards as well. And that'll be that. Great big windows with a pretty decent view. Let's take a look at that real quick. Not a bad view. So there's that. And then ultimately what will happen is this bathroom. I've gone through this before, but this bathroom will be redone as well. It's white tile. Looks like 8x8 tile with a green inlay that matches the green jacuzzi tub, which in the surround, which will be removed anyways. So I've already scraped the drywall off the ceiling in here, which is nice. And I've got the new fixtures for this bathroom already, or all the bathrooms really, when it's time to put them in. Pedestal sink stays. It's fine. I don't mind it. Again, it's just me. I want the bathroom done, but it's not all that important of a room to me. But it'll be nice when it's done, trust me. I ain't gonna do it any other way. So that's that. And then let's go on the other side of here. This is the behemoth. 80-gallon water tank. Hot water heater, anyways. That's gonna be replaced. Again, you can see the building inspector signed off on this. It's like November 27th of 89. So 80 gallons, second floor. And it needs to be replaced because it is leaking. So we'll deal with that. Okay, I accidentally hit the stop recording button a little bit abruptly. So here we are. I walked downstairs to the basement. That's my truck. That's my workhorse, if you will. That gets all my Home Depot runs run for me. And this is the, I started deconstructing my workbench yesterday because it needs lateral supports here, 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 and at the end, I think is how I'm going to do it. And then put the 4x8 sheet of plywood, 3/4 inch ply, back on top, screwed down nice and tight so everything's nice and level. And then I have a better chance of getting a better cut on the bead board for that upstairs bathroom, or bedroom I should say. Row 53, that's where I got it. That's where I got the bed from anyways, which is nice because it matches the rest of the truck. It's a 73 GMC 3/4 ton 2-wheel drive, gas 350 Chevy 350 motor, or GMC 350. I don't know if there's a difference or not, but whatever. But I decided to keep the row 53 on there because I think it's cool. Anyways, yeah, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and cut the video. I'm not going to show you me doing it, putting it together, rebuilding it, but yeah, I need to, I'll do that, put it up. I've got a nice little, well, I got a chop saw anyways that I got. Some people will probably complain because it's, you know, whatever, it's a Craftsman. But for the work that I'm using, I'm not a professional by any means. But for what I'm using, and as long as I'm going to be using it for, it should be fine. It was on sale, I think, for 129 bucks, something like that, 150. It wasn't over $200, what I do know. And so 15 amp, 10 inch blade, chop saw. That should do most of everything that I needed to do, and then some for a while. So once I get to maybe build my outdoor or my workshop up towards the garden area. Once I do that, then you know, maybe I'll think about upgrading at some point in time once this one dies out or doesn't do the job that I needed to do anymore. But until then, it's going to be what it is. So yeah, I'm going to get to building, and we'll see what we can find. I did grab some pictures of there's a great egret that was sitting outside. I got a picture of him on video scooping up a fish, which is cool, so look forward to that later in the video. I also got a couple of hummingbirds that are running around, and a tufted titmouse as well. I got videos of both of those, and we're going to see throughout the day if there's any other ones I can scoop up in the meantime while I do what I need to do, and then inevitably put this video together. Talk to you then. Okay, back. Top is made, reinforced underneath, 2x4s across, and I've got my beadboard cut. It needs to be painted. It's upside down right now, but it needs to be painted before I put it up in the bedroom. Anyhow, that won't happen today, but the painting portion of it probably will. And then I may take some measurements and cut them down to the appropriate sizes as well. And then just look under here.
Kind of got it doubled up right here a little bit with the scraps I had left. Just to give it some more rigidity in the middle, but there's 3 or 4 cross. Well, no, there's one on the other side of this sawhorse, then 2, 3, 4, and then 5. So 2, 4, 6 total across.
So that work table should work out well. It's already got me to the point where I can cut the beadboard straight, which is good. So that's done, and we're going to continue doing what we do. I think I'm going to attack. Okay, here we are in the bathroom again, or I'm sorry, the bedroom again. It's more or less done. I wanted to get these beadboards fabbed up relative. So it looks like they're cut. It's cut. It looks like it's gonna fit nice and tight. I'm gonna have to pull a little bit off the bottom there. Just take an X-Acto blade and pull it down nice and clean. It'll get a bead of latex anyhow, so that'll be okay. And then I'll just paint the corner on the inside here, because you're not going to put a piece of beadboard in there. That's ridiculous. So I'll paint it. I'll put an inside corner here, and you'll never know anyways. And then this will be nice and flush. Again, here it'll continue here. Nice and flush to the corner, outside corner, on into this piece here. Can't do it yet because there's an outlet right there. I need to cut it in, and that's fine, but I just wanted to give you all a view here. I got this piece over here cut as well. The fun piece was this one in the corner. It had to, I needed to cut around the windowsill here. The problem I'm going to run into, well, it's not really a major issue, but it's something I had to address anyways. The good thing is there are no outlets on this wall. Right. So that's good news. Well, there are, but it's down there. So anyhow, what I need to do, it does have a trim piece underneath the window that I need to take out, as seen right here. That needs to come out. It runs all the way back here, so I can nail all this in and use some construction adhesive as well on the back side. Trim nail it in, nail that in, and once everything's nice and tight and nailed together in the correct spots, then I can take measurements for my last piece right here. And what I'm hoping is that I'm not too far out, and it looks like I might be. I might need to put a little piece there, which is going to be really crappy in my opinion. It's just, I'm not going to be happy about having to do that, but I'm thinking that I'm too long on the run. I might not be. It might be right on, but it's going to be close. Unfortunately, I was downstairs and I left my tape measure downstairs on the workbench, and I don't have one up here, so I couldn't tell you, but sorry about that. Anyways, I wanted to do that, and obviously I'm going to have to cut the outlet in also, but pretty good progress, more than I was planning on making today. Well, I was planning on, yeah, I'm surprised I got that much done. I wasn't exactly working real hard, and I still got plenty of time left as well, but coming along anyways. All it really needs to be done, I wanted to dry fit all these before I painted everything to make sure it was all going to fit. and it looks like it's in pretty good shape. So what I'll probably end up doing, no, I'm not going to do it. I was going to take these down and paint them, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to paint them while they're on the wall. I don't really want to do that. It's easier to do it if they're not on the wall, but the issue is I don't want to paint these and get them all done and then mount everything up with construction adhesive and trim nail everything in, and then have to come back and paint one little piece, because I don't feel like dirtying up rollers and paint brushes for one little piece, especially the rollers. I guess I do have some containers I can put them in and stick them in the refrigerator, but I think that I'd rather just leave myself a decent project for tomorrow. Come up here, rip this trim off of the bottom of the window, pull that off of there, I don't even want to grab the construction, I have to. So I'm going to have to grab the construction adhesive and break into that, and that's not going to make me real happy because it's a big tube, and I don't like opening those big tubes. One, they're expensive, like $10 a tube. For one reason, I ruined the first one that I had. For whatever reason, it didn't want to come out, and so by the time I got down to the end of it, I noticed that all the gunk was outside of it. It went around the tube and made a giant mess, and it was just a mess. So I'm not looking forward to breaking open another $10 tube of this construction adhesive unless I know I can throw everything up there at one time. So I'm thinking I'm just gonna rip everything down tonight, pull that trim down underneath the window, and then attack it so I have all day tomorrow with the construction adhesive. The nail gun's already here, the compressor, the hose, everything's ready to rumble pretty much. But do that and then get it all nailed up there, paint it, cut it in with all the outlets. There's only two, there's one back here too. And then, and I think that should probably do it, other than the border trim at the top, the chair rail at the top. But I'm not going to deal with that right now. I'm just not going to deal with it. If that's the only thing that I really have left to do, then I'll be pretty content with that. That and the baseboards. I think that what I'm going to end up doing is just, I'm thinking that I'm not even going to try and salvage this baseboard that I've got. These rooms are pretty big. I think this one's like 12 by 15, not including the hallway. So I'm thinking I'm just going to grab, a bunch of baseboard and more of the trim, and just take my paint and do it all at one time. Just paint it all, and then, start taking measurements and cutting to fit. Maybe bring the chop saw up here, or the miter saw up here, and as well as in the laundry room. I might not do it in the laundry room because it's only one flight of stairs, but I don't want to be going up and down the stairs doing this kind of stuff. Taking one measurement, making the cut, or two measurements and making the cut, and making sure that it fits. So anyways, not bad though, not bad. It's coming along again, looking good. So once this is done, once I get the trim, the bead board in and attached, I'll leave the corner rounds, or not the corner rounds, but I'm blanking, it's a long day. The corner pieces, I'm going to leave those off, and I'm just going to do it all at one time. The trim pieces at the chair rails at the top, the baseboard, and the corner pieces also. And so I'm going to basically close the door on this room and call it good, until, for the most part, until my buddy gets down here next month. And he'll help me, we'll go make a trip and get all the get all the knick-knack stuff done. He's a pretty pro dude, so he knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for 35 or 40 years, and so I'll have him help me with that. But then from there, we'll call this room pretty much good. The bathroom, I'm not sure if I'm going to attack it when he's here or before that. The flooring is what scares me. It's either going to come up real easy or it's going to be a nightmare to come up. I might wait for him on that. I don't want to. I know I can do it. I know I can do the tiling and all that kind of good stuff. What I really need him to do is help me with the plumbing and to help me carry this jacuzzi tub out. That's the issue, really. And then figure out what we're going to do with the rest of the bathroom. But anyways, that is going to do it, I think, for today. I'll let you know if maybe get some more pictures of some cool wild birds. I didn't see the wood ducks today. Doesn't mean they weren't out, but I just don't think I saw them yet. So that will be today right there. And then, like I said, I'm not sure what I'm going to deal with this bathroom. We'll deal with the bathroom when we deal with the bathroom. I'm thinking that I'm going to instead probably pull the casing off of these doors here. Pull the casings off of here. I've got smoke detector downstairs. It's the exact same thing. The one on the right is hardwired in. I'm not sure about this one on the left. That one looks to be original. I want to replace them all and, you know, obviously delete one. And then same thing with down below, because I don't see why you need two fire detectors right next to each other if they're hardwired in and all this other kind of stuff. So that's nonsense. But, you know, then maybe I'm thinking if I rip all the casing off of here, then I can get in and get rid of some of this blue and yellow paint that the previous homeowners were just in love with, apparently, because every room is freaking yellow, including my bedroom. But anyways, I'm not gonna, I didn't make my bed today. My room's a mess, so anyways. But yeah, so I want to get all that done. They're horrible at painting. They painted the windows. I don't even know why you bother doing something if you're not even gonna try and do it right or even clean it up afterwards. It's so horrible. But whatever. So other than that, I may start attacking this one, at least getting the primer in there and getting the popcorn off the ceiling. I already did it a little bit. I hated the fixture that was here, so I scraped the popcorn off the ceiling and put my new fixture in. I don't have the Edison bulbs to put in yet, but they're coming. So yeah, not bad. It is what it is. I think that this shouldn't be too bad of a project because basically it's so much wall and they're so straight, relatively speaking, that I should just be able to get rolling and just roll like crazy, especially if I do the shiplap. I got the shiplap. I'm thinking about doing the shiplap up in this up here, so that it might be even easier to do to knock this popcorn down and just do the shiplap. But if I do that, the issue is going to be I'm going to need my buddy here to help me put it up, because I don't think when you're pretty far up, let's see, that's like 8 feet 16, you're like 20 feet up in the air trying to scrape freaking popcorn off the ceiling in some of these areas. It's just like not going to be easy. So I don't know. I'd like to get the popcorn knocked down. At least I can get most of it knocked down. I do have a pole also that's got the scraper on it, so maybe I could use that, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the next project is, but I'm thinking this one wouldn't be too bad to start. It's just a matter of moving these pictures. That's funny, moving pictures, right? Moving pictures. Actually, it's Presto, but it's an inside joke if you follow Rush. But anyways, moving that little entryway seat out of the way, and just doing these pictures, and then just roll it out after I get done sanding flat the drywall, removing the covers and all that stuff. I've already removed the handrail there, so that ain't no big deal, but it is what it is. So anyhow, like I said, we'll see if I can figure, we'll see if I can find some birds for us. So anyway, we'll see you in a bit. Okay, I've been editing anyways. I have everything done, and I forgot to show you the final recap on the pantry. So there you go. It's got its floor, it's got its base, real nice, right? Structurally sound. At the top, I did the same here. I left my gallon of paint up there. Anyways, what's left of it. Touch-ups still need to be done here, there, and wherever, but for the most part, it is finished there. Just the trim remains for the most part. A couple of finches here. Nothing too special, but they are finches there. House finches. Going to town. The hummingbird's been hanging around all day. I don't see any right now. I had one buzz me. Actually, he came up about 2 feet from me, from a plant I was standing next to. Oh, what is this? This red-bellied woodpecker, I think. A red-breasted woodpecker? Is that what they're... Oh wait, no, never mind. Just the lighting. Sorry, house finch. Anyways, red-winged blackbird comes to swoop by. This feeder did really well for a while up on my porch, but the squirrels just wouldn't leave it alone, so I got a different variety and a different bird house, but nothing seems to really be too attracted to it, which is interesting. It's been out for a couple of days now, but anyways, we'll see if it brings something else in. I'm looking for an oriole. I'm hoping I can scoop an oriole over here sometime this year, but either way, the hummingbirds have been going after the oranges a little bit, as well as the grape jelly, so that's interesting. Anyhow,